Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with two comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you can ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
Hello, 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 hello.
I like Ethan Hawke, but I'm afraid. I mean, this is a good role for him. Who's Ethan Hawke? A cult leader. Oh, okay. So good spot for him.
You're not upset about the accent?
No, the Cockney accent. Yeah. Nah, we're all. I mean,
hey man, people love getting rubbed the right way.
Y'all know you're live, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we're live. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Happy New Year, everybody. Jack's Comicrypt.
Brendan talking about rubbing people.
What? I mean, that's any different than a lot of days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, gotta massage my, the knot in my back. Hey, Kyle, can you let us know when Tom Brady starts crying?
Can you take pictures of it, please?
Yeah, definitely.
The world is a better place when Tom Brady loses.
Yeah. All right, so let me just see. Where does it get cut off? Do you see the feed? Mm-hmm. What gets cut off? What's the furthest book to the far left?
The Spider-Man, the second one is.
So like all the books that are like here, can't see. Okay, all right. I mean, it's not the end of the world. All right, but it could be. We'll figure it out. Yeah, it could be. All right, hello everybody. We're Fat Jack's Comicrypt. We're hanging out. We're doing whatever we're doing. We're trying to sell some books, that's for sure. We are a claim sale show. I don't even know if I made that term up, but I keep saying it now, so it's become a thing. So it's pretty self-explanatory. If you just want to hang out and listen to us babble on and what have you, then please sit back and prepare yourself to be just blown away.
Brendan said it asked us like.
Well, yeah, I mean, you two talk,
Mr. Lime, let us know when you're going to be in. We got something to read of yours. We didn't know if you want to be around.
Yeah, because I didn't get a chance. Yes, so for anyone who missed out with the local show, we threw it out. We let people know we're starting to get fan mail or hate mail. It's all depending on perspective. It's all relative. And Gary, Wordman, came through for us again with a postcard here with not only a suggestion for our Fat Jack's letter page, that suggestion being epitaphs. Obviously the phrase or quote on a tombstone, and obviously we are the Comicrypt, so it fits. But more importantly, Gary wrote us a poem, and I'm going to at some point attempt to read it live on air. And hopefully I don't stumble over all my words and stuff like that because I'm not a very good public speaker. In fact, I don't really talk very well at all. But we'll leave that there. Hopefully we will have an opportunity.
Hopefully you could at least say hello to
Zayden! Zayden! What's up, buddy? How you doing, man? You enjoying the football? You enjoy watching Brady cry? Always good to see you, Zayden. Thanks for hanging out with us, buddy. All right, so let's just do some business real fast. So the way that you claim books is in the chat, whatever platform you're using. Please be as specific as possible, just in case there's any confusion, or we'll go back and check who claimed it first or what have you. Because again, a lot of first come, first serve, kind of the whole thing. If you are local to, and did we just lose our feed? Okay. If you're local to our, we're here in Center City, Philadelphia. If you claim any books and you want to pick them up here in the Center City shop, they'll be behind the register under your name. If you are closer to our Oakland, New Jersey shop, we will obviously send any books that you claim tonight, we'll send over there for you to pick it as easy as possible. But if you're outside of the area and you need books shipped to you, we're going to need to get your contact and your shipping information. If you haven't shopped with us before, then the best way is to contact us through our show email, which is fjccshow@gmail.com. That's how you can, we'll get your contact information, your shipping information, all that kind of stuff. I'll send out invoices usually in the beginning of the week. Again, when it comes to a lot of this stuff, we're trying to, in the new year, be a little bit more business-like here. So anything claimed on the show, even if you're local and you shop here at the Philly shop or we ship, we really need these books to be picked up within, 10 days. 10 days.
10 days. Like that. We're trying 10 days is the absolute extreme. Obviously, extenuating circumstances. Some people plague floating in the air, and people can't get into town. But we'll make exceptions. But we at least need to be in contact with you.
Yeah.
Don't just leave the books here for a month, 2 months.
It helps us out to keep our doors open and all that kind of stuff. Because again, if you claim anything tonight, it's with the sort of gentleman's agreement that you want to actually purchase them. So, all right. And shipping. If we are going to ship, Al handles that. Does a wonderful job. And the way that shipping works is whatever the first item is, whatever it is, it'll be $7. That's that beginning rate. After that, if you get multiple items or what have you, obviously shipping costs go up a little bit. But Al tries to consolidates the shipping costs and tries to keep it as affordable and low as possible. No one's trying to make money or profit off of shipping. We want you to get these books. We want to give them to you. So we're not going to try to make this difficult here. Is there anything? Follow us on social media. Primarily, that is the Instagram page @the FJC Paradox. Really appreciate everyone's support so far and everything like that.
It didn't really happen this week, but if you see a book on the social media that you want, don't wait for the show if it's something you need.
Yeah.
If it's something priority that you want, Brendan uses it to post for the show. Obviously, it's a set piece to get viewership. But we've had problems in the past where good customers lost our books, and this week some of the books went but to customers, so everybody's kind of learning. So I'm just saying. And
we're learning too, just so we're clear.
Just reiterating.
Trying to find that what works, I guess.
We're trying to get rid of all these fucking books.
That is very true. We would love to sell everything that is in here. That's for sure.
These shelves to be empty.
Okay, so
well,
if what's that?
So Miss Rose is interested in the Black Cat cover you have up there. Whenever you get a chance.
Excellent. And I'm hoping it's the cover. I'm thinking it is because it is gorgeous. So we had our local show. Thank you everyone who was with us on the local show. It looks like we sold a good amount of books, a lot of fun ones. So for now, I don't really have much of a plan. So
if you see anything you want Brendan to talk about, just hit me up in the chat. Don't hesitate or give us a call if there's something you can't interact with the chat for whatever reason.
Yeah, if you see something you're interested in, you do not have to wait for me to get to it. A couple people got kind of screwed out of some books.
Yeah, it's all good fun, but absolutely, we're doing this for you. So if you see something he's not getting to, just
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
A little poke.
Everything's for sale. When I say everything, I mean the comic books. Not Chuck, not our cool Running Wild postcard. Definitely not Al's sexy body. Well, that's a good point. You know what? Al has agency, and
for the love of Fat Jacks.
Okay, so I guess that's pretty much it. If you're confused or anyone has any questions, Al monitors the chat and everything like that, and we will prioritize any questions or any books that people are interested in. So with that in mind, we're going to go with the Black Cat. All right, so we have two Black Cats up there, but I'm going to guess which one Shayna is interested in. And that is one of the most beautiful covers I've seen in a long time. This is Black Cat #1. This is the first Black Cat solo series. So this is the first solo series she ever got. This is the variant cover. I will show you the regular cover in a moment. But this is by Stanley Art Germ Lau. And like I said, this is just such a beautiful cover. And Felicia Hardy, I don't know if she's ever looked better. But this is a high-grade copy at $6. So if you're interested in that one, let Al know, and I'll put it aside for you. But just in case you were referencing this one, this is the regular cover for the Black Cat #1, the first solo Black Cat series. But this cover was illustrated by the main cover artist of the series, which was J. Scott Campbell. And if you pay attention to the secondary market, people really love when J. Scott Campbell draws, women on comic book covers. This is also a high-grade copy at $6. All right, so those are our Black Cat #1s.
Does J. Scott Campbell ever not draw?
Well,
except for that Thor.
That Thor, right? That became like such a big deal because, and just so we're clear, Thor did not look very sexy on that cover. So maybe J. Scott Campbell should just stick with the women.
He's like, I don't do it. They're like, well, he's got long blonde hair.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
That is true. That is true. All right. So, in case anyone is interested, we do have. I won't bring it out right. Oh no, I should bring it. We do have a second copy of that Black Cat. It's our last of this particular Art Germ variant, but I'll put it up there. If anything else, it's always nice to have a beautiful woman in your corner. So we'll keep Felicia over there, kind of peering and watching everybody. Okay, so unless something a priority comes up, I guess I'll just sort of meander around.
Yeah. Ray was interested in Avengers 1 and 6.
Okay, yes, absolutely. All right, so these are two that have been bouncing around in regards to speculation. This was Avengers #1 and Avengers #6 from Brian Michael Bendis and John Romita Jr.'s run on the series from back, I think this would have been like 2010, 2011. Oh my God, it's been over a decade since this came out. Now, #1 is a high-grade copy at $10. #6 is a high-grade copy at $15. Now, the reason why these two issues not only have value, and the values, like at one point, I think 6 was peaking out around like $30. It's come back down to like that $20, $25 range. Same thing with #1. #1's more kind of clocking in around like $15, $20. But again, I'm just trying to be sort of fair with the prices and stuff like that, because right now, these two books are pretty volatile on the secondary market because you have the first cameo appearance of the next Avengers and the first full appearance of the next Avengers. The next Avengers are the future Avengers, which consists primarily of all of the children from the Avengers, okay? So I think there's a character that is the daughter of Hank Pym and Anna Van Dyne. There is, I think Clint Barton has like a daughter or something like that. But more importantly, and the reason why these books are big on the speculation market, and again, the value keeps going up and down, is because of one particular character on the next Avengers team, which is the son of Black Panther and Storm. And the reason why the speculation market is very curious or fascinated with these two issues and that character in particular, because people are still trying to figure out how Marvel and Disney is going to handle Black Panther 2. And I got to be honest, I feel terrible for Ryan Coogler, because if you are paying attention to any of that production, that movie, I'm not saying the movie itself, but the production sounds like a nightmare. There's a lot going on, and everyone is still trying to figure out who is going to be Black Panther. How is Disney and Marvel going to deal with, obviously, the death of Chadwick Boseman? So they're desperately trying to figure out. So the speculation market is desperately trying to figure out what is going to be the hot key.
And they're already filming the movie too.
Yeah, and they're in the process, and again, it sounds like a nightmare. Because for the longest time, everyone was like, it's going to be Shuri. Well, now, I'm not going to get into a whole thing about it, but the actress playing Shuri has, in the eyes of Marvel and Disney, let's say, has become problematic on social media.
She's come around.
Oh, she has? Yeah. Because she realized they were about to fire her? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, again, they were about to get rid of the production. The filming has already started, and the higher-ups had decided, they're like, we might just ask for you to leave, and we'll figure it out. And I guess maybe she's come around a little bit. So, again, we don't know. And so, like I said, that is why the son of T'Challa, because, again, man, who knows? At the end of Black Panther 2, there really is no Black Panther, and suddenly this kid shows up? I don't know.
They're also talking about Man-Ape.
Oh, Man-Ape? Like, kind of, like, taking on the... No wonder his first appearance in Avengers has started going up. So anyway, so, for the sake of, conversation, that is why these two books have garnered a lot. Since we've been doing this show, these two books have been bouncing all around. And at this point, we are close to none of them left. So hopefully they don't turn into $500 books. And hopefully they do. No, hopefully for Mr. Rayo, they turn into... It'll just be one of those things where I sit there and go, $10.
Remember that time when you sold that
I know.
and it's recorded for all prosperity?
That is true. That is true. Okay, any other priorities for right now? Okay. So speaking of Black Panther, speaking of Shuri, a concept that I'm convinced is still going to happen. Because A, I want it to happen. B, I think it's a brilliant way to bring this very famous Marvel character into the MCU fold. And something that I really feel they've been hinting at for a while. Jason, I'm pretty sure you would agree with me. And that is Wakanda versus Atlantis. T'Challa versus Namor. All right? So anything dealing or pertaining to Namor's relationship with the Black Panther or Wakanda and Atlantis' relationship with each other and all that kind of stuff is a big deal on the speculation market and just in general. Also, you get some first appearances. So we have an issue here. Let me just find my note real fast because it's important because I actually don't remember the character's name. Okay, so here we go. Now, this book, as far as, this is Black Panther #8, part of the Jonathan Mayberry run. This is when Black Panther was primarily Shuri was the Black Panther. This is a high-grade copy at $15.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, the Buccaneers tied it up?
27.
Oh, Brady.
Yeah. 2 seconds. It was running, so Brady had nothing to do with it.
All right, okay. All right.
Kyle's keeping me fried.
Thanks, Kyle. Okay, now this is a lead-in to the big Doom War event that happened. That was where Dr. Doom tried to invade Wakanda. This also deals with Shuri and Namor having a little spat with one another. But more importantly, now Tanisha Coates is working on a World of Wakanda series for Disney Plus. Obviously, there's a ton of different Wakandan characters in Black Panther 2. If Black Panther 2 is a huge hit, you better effing believe there's going to be a 3, and so forth. Any first appearances of characters that might become a bigger deal are a big deal in terms of speculation in the secondary market. And this one is one that has slowly been going up in value and interest. But right now, I would even consider this a sleeper. Like I said, this is a high-grade copy at $15. And why does it have value? Because it is the first appearance of a character by the name of Anika, who is the lead trainer of the Dora Milaje and a member of the Midnight Angels. And as far as we're aware, it's been, I think, confirmed that the Midnight Angels are going to be introduced into the world of Wakanda. Obviously, the Dora Milaje, the personal bodyguard of the King of Wakanda, are a big deal. And this character seems to be a very important one that looks to become a big deal in the World of Wakanda series. Obviously, we'll see if that is true, but it sure looks that way. So that is why Black Panther number 8, high grade, $15. All right. Next up, we have an issue of Cable. This is Cable number 21. This is what is referred to as the first appearance of Hope Summers as an adult. Prior to this issue, she was a baby that Cable was walking around like Lone Wolf and Cub. Obviously, you've probably heard that Hope Summers is about to come back into the X-Men universe and become a big deal again. So this is a book that people are curious about. This is a high-grade copy at $10. I imagine, hopefully some of you maybe were reading the Savage Avengers series, where Conan was in his own Avengers book, hanging around with like Deadpool and all these characters. Well, obviously Conan has been published by Marvel going back to the 70s for a period of time. Obviously he was in Dark Horse and all that kind of stuff. But the Marvel Conan books were never obviously in Marvel's 616 continuity. Well, that all changed with Avengers No Road Home number 5 by Al Ewing, where Conan is officially introduced into the mainstream Marvel universe. This is the issue that will lead to Conan being part of the Savage Avengers. And at this point, Conan is a mainstream 616 Marvel character. And this is his official introduction into the Marvel Universe proper. Avengers No Road Home, number 5, high-grade copy, $8. All right. Something happened? Jason over there is like high-fiving himself. And
15 seconds left, kickoff. It's going to be.
Well, as long as they don't. Yo, did anyone catch that Niners-Packers game? After Jason and I did our second episode of Whiskey and Weirdos, we watched that second half, and that was good.
That's a good end.
That was very good, especially watching Aaron Rodgers pout and walk off.
With his mullet.
Yeah, God, man, he's got a mullet. Which one we look for? The Conan. All right. Thank you. All right, now these are so. We're talking about a lot of legacy characters in the Marvel Universe, and legacy characters are going to become obviously much more important to the MCU as obviously certain actors age out of the roles or they become too expensive, whatever the case may be. And so any like kind of, especially not trying to white knight or anything like that, but any character that is a character that represents more diversity into the Marvel Universe. Obviously Disney, which is a corporation that wants to make as much money as possible, they're going to lean towards more diversity, which is obviously very important in the big picture. But I've heard people make arguments that Disney's very insincere, and I will not argue against that point. But I still think, even if it's for money and it's insincere and it's a little pandering, it is still important that we get more and more diversity into our media and into our narratives. And so with that said, we have the introduction of the second White Tiger. Let me just make sure I got her name right. Ava Ayala. All right, so first up is Avengers Academy number 20. This is the first cameo appearance of the second White Tiger, Ava Ayala. All right, that is a high-grade copy at $12.
He looked very sad. He did. He ran out there.
Once that game's over, he's tuning in.
Oh yeah, you know it. Hey, Tom.
I got my comic box.
Tom, that's called karma for not shaking the hand of the greatest Super Bowl quarterback of all time, Saint Nick. Big DE, baby. That bastard just walked up. What a
he couldn't find him.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
They have handlers.
Yeah. Blow me. All right. And then we get Avengers Academy number 21. This is a high-grade copy at $15, and this is the first full appearance and the first cover appearance of the second White Tiger, Ava Ayala. I love that name, Ava. Really beautiful. Yeah, she's beautiful. I knew a girl in high school who was named Ava, and to say she was out of my league was quite an understatement. All right, so if you're looking for first cameo appearance, first appearance of the second White Tiger, and trust me, if the White Tiger shows up in the MCU, it's not going to be the first guy. All right, it's going to be her. And a lot of these Avengers Academy characters, a lot of speculators are very curious about. Avengers Academy #1. It's got a first appearance of all of these different like young Avengers characters. That is a book that is in that like $30 range because everyone's convinced at some point, because Disney loves their teenagers, that you'll probably get, you know what it is? Avengers Academy the musical. It'll be like High School the musical, except with Avengers Academy characters. It'll probably be something like that, or
it's
like
the ending of Hawkeye where they just sing the whole time.
there you go. And again, Disney and Marvel are looking at that awesome musical intro for Peacemaker, and they're like, we got to do something like that.
We should do something.
Yeah, we should. Let's just copy everybody. Everyone's copying us.
They copied us first, so why not?
You got
full
it.
circle.
You got it. Full circle. All right. Next up, we got a few Avengers books up here. Let's talk about real quick. Now, this is from probably one of the greatest Avengers run of all time. I'm quite biased because probably one of my favorite comic book writers is Jonathan Hickman, and this is part of the Hickman run. So let me just make sure. Where are my notes? Okay, so here we go. This is Avengers by Jonathan Hickman, issue #3. That is a high-grade copy at $5. It is the first full appearance of the 4th Captain Universe, the newest Smasher, and the new Night Mask. Now, until this point, Night Mask and Starbrand only existed in the new universe. If you're not familiar with the new universe, it was a failed experiment, but we could talk about it some other day when we actually have new universe books.
They tried.
But in all honesty, Mask and Starbrand's become a really big deal, Jason Aaron book and stuff. But in terms of like cosmic archetypes being introduced into the mainstream Marvel, I really appreciate them being there. So again, first full appearance of the 4th Captain Universe, Smasher and Night Mask. Smasher is also the wife and baby mama of Sam Guthrie Cannonball. All right. And then we have, speaking of Starbrand, this is Avengers #9. It's a very fine copy, which is why it's only $3. But this is the first cameo team appearance of the new Omega Flight, which consists of Validator, Kingdom, and Wendigo. So there you go. First appearance of Omega Flight. And then next up is Avengers #11. That is a high-grade copy at $5, and it is the first appearance of the Chimera, which is an evil corporation with ties to Shang-Chi's past, specifically his father, and obviously has a lot of evil intent towards Shang-Chi. So there you go. And then we have now her first appearance. Now, sometimes on the internet, some people will refer to All New, All Different Avengers #9 as the first appearance of the second Wasp, Nadia Pym. That is actually not true. Her first appearance was actually a Free Comic Book Day Free Comic Book Day Civil War 2. That is her actual first appearance. But this is her second appearance and her first cover. All New, All Different Avengers #9. First, like I said, second appearance and first cover of Nadia Pym, the daughter of Hank and some other woman who became the Wasp. And I'm pretty sure is still hanging around. At one point, she was on the Champions with like Ms. Marvel and Ironheart and Miles and all that kind of stuff. So here you go, her second appearance and first cover. This is a very fine plus copy at $8. And then, just for the sake of homage covers, this is All New, All Different Avengers #6 with a beautiful Alex Ross homage cover to Avengers 51, the first appearance of the Vision. This is a high-grade copy at $5. All right. And let me just make sure so we don't screw Kyle over. I guess, Kyle, this would be a good opportunity to take a break. And so we will see you on the other side of that break.
Three copies of it.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're Inside Baseball here. Let us not tell you all of our great secrets. We're talking about a lot of dollar books and stuff.
Mr. Xenon, you got your Avengers Academy, and Mr. Melendez, you got your Black Panther.
Excellent. All right.
And I don't know what the Skip Bayless tweet was.
What's the Skip Bayless tweet? Let us
Skip
know.
Bayless tweet, Kyle?
Yeah, I always like when people dunk on him.
Skip Bayless said that apparently Aaron Rodgers got immunized against winning in the postseason.
Skip Bayless is a tool. But good dunk. All right, so let's move on to some Avengers. They all do all different Avengers, but this is like the Zero issue. So let me just make sure I got my notes here. All right, so this is the regular. This is all new, all different Avengers. Number 0. This is the first cameo appearance of American Kaiju. The first appearance of Robert Maverick, who would become the second Red Hulk. But more importantly, this is the first cameo team appearance of the Ultimates, not the Ultimate Universe Ultimates, specifically the Ultimates that consist of Captain Marvel, Black Panther, America Chavez, Spectrum, that's Monica Rambeau, and Blue Marvel, a character that is quite sought after. This is a high-grade copy at $8. We also have a high-grade Arthur Adams variant of that Zero issue for $10. And again, if you're not super familiar with Arthur Adams, you really gotta educate yourself, because this dude, he's not as prolific as I would hope to be, but he's special. Yeah. So there we go. That's a wraparound, by the way. It's a wraparound cover. We also have, and now we have All New, All Different Avengers #1. Now these are variants, so let me just, but they're pretty cool. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything in terms of big keys. So let's be quick about these. All New, All Different Avengers. This is a variant, high grade, $10. #1, by the way. All New, All Different Avengers #1. This is a 1 in 25 variant for $15. That is also Mahmoud Asrar. We never really figured out how to pronounce it. But this is the dude that Al and I were talking about very lovingly because we really dig his art for the Jason Aaron. Asrar. Asrar. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Asrar. Asrar. Yeah, okay. But cool little variant by him. And then we get All New, All Different Avengers #2. This is a 1 in 10 or 1 in 15 variant for $10, high grade. And last, this is an artist I always get a kick out of, sometimes referred to as Grandpa, Raphael, Grandpa. Anyway, I'm an ugly American. All New, All Different Avengers #3. This is a 1 in 25 variant for $15. All right.
If anybody's interested, I think we should still have copies. He did that Dark Knight 3 Last Crusade.
Yes.
Which is one of the few interior full length books that he's done. So it was cool to see, and I think was he Argentinian or Spanish or something. So he does a lot. I mean, he gets a lot of work, but doesn't get a lot of work at this market, except for the covers.
Yeah, most of the covers. Yeah, that's kind of the same.
But that Dark Knight Crusade is worth the copy.
Yeah, I really like that dude's art. It's one of those. It's very unique.
He's got a nice style.
It pops off there's not a lot of other artists who look like him. And when you're looking at a comic book store on these shelves and everything's competing and there's so much color and noise, you really need to pop. And certain artists really do pop. Now, this is, again, nothing super key about it. Avengers No Surrender, 687. But it is a really cool homage cover by Eric Larson. Now, this is not, obviously, Eric Larson did the original Amazing Spider-Man cover that this is a playoff of. This is a high-grade copy at $5. Again, that's primarily the cover. Okay, and now we get 2 issues of Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider, that have a weird cameo and first full appearance, okay? So first up is Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider, #9, high grade, $5, and it is the first cameo appearance of Fatang, Fagang, bear with me.
For today, Junior.
Fatakang. I'll tell you who this person or this thing is in a moment. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to pronounce his name properly, but once I tell you what it is, it'll make a little bit more sense. But just so we're clear, this is the first cameo appearance of this thing. And then the first full appearance of Fatang. This is Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider, #10, high grade copy, $5. All right. So what this is it is actually a Lovecraftian monster from the original Cthulhu mythos pantheon. So this creature actually is part of the original Cthulhu, pantheon of other dimensional creatures and monsters and old ones and stuff like that. And he is being introduced, or it is being introduced into Marvel proper. There you go. So Ben Reilly is fighting a Lovecraftian monster.
If anybody's interested, we have a few copies left of Ben Reilly #1 also.
Yes,
Came out this week.
just came out this week.
I don't know. I haven't heard any feedback, but it's the first issue. Spend a little money, maybe it goes up.
Yeah, who knows, right? I don't know. All right,
in 30 more years when they bring Ben Reilly back again.
Real quick, we've definitely had these on the show before, but I found a couple more copies, so I want to make offers to people. This was a book that people were kind of sniffing around. Mighty Thor #12, part of the Jane Foster Thor run. This is issue number. I said issue number 12. This is a high grade copy at $8. This is the issue that is the origin of Mjolnir, and this is the issue that Donny Cates with his God of Thunder storyline that is going on in Thor right now. That everyone believes Donny Cates is pulling from. So because of that, this issue has taken on not only interest, but has gone up in value a little bit. So there you go, Mighty Thor number 12, high grade copy, $8, the origin of Mjolnir. By the way, Thor 21 comes out this week. It's already going for $20 online. Can you believe that? I still to this day don't know how that is a real thing.
Don't use this chat to reserve your copy.
Yeah, please. No, it's not about.
We're not doing that. If you want a copy, you have to call later.
Yeah, give us.
Not today.
We open at 10 o'clock on Wednesday morning.
And we'll close tomorrow.
Yeah.
None of that. So Tuesday afternoon, you give me a call.
Yeah, but Thor 21. I know a lot of people missed out on Thor 20, which is the first appearance of the God of Hammers. And Thor 21 is her first cover and other stuff. So it's hot right now on the internet, even though it's a book that hasn't even come out. But okay.
You think Bob Street is watching this show? Just shakes his head.
Probably. He's like, but yeah, we're this weird transitional kind of group where he's the old guard, and then there's the new guard, and we're the Gen X of comic book sellers.
Respect.
Meaning we're apathetic, indifferent.
You usually put a mask on and sell a $40 book for $1,000 on Instagram for no reason.
If it works, I guess.
I
I don't agree with it, but all right, another quick little speculation book that everyone's a little curious about. Got another copy, so I just wanted to throw it out there. This is Exiles number 2, the first full appearance of the new Valkyrie, who is played by Tessa Thompson in the MCU and is believed to be a supporting character in the next The Marvels movie. Supposedly she's going to play a role. We'll see. I guess it takes place in space. She's hanging out in space still. But everyone's kind of curious. Also, it's the first cameo appearance of Peggy Carter as Captain America. Next up, a group of characters that are kind of garner a little bit of interest with the MCU Secret Invasion series and all that kind of stuff is anything connected to the Thunderbolts or the Dark Avengers. And this issue is part of the Warren Ellis, Mike Deodato. This is the first issue. Obviously, it's Thunderbolts 110, but it's the first issue of this new run of Thunderbolts, and it is the first team appearance of this particular lineup of the Thunderbolts, which would later morph into the Dark Avengers, Bullseye, Venom, Pennis, Songbird, Swordsman, all that kind of stuff. This is a high-grade copy at $5. And then, speaking of, just because it's sort of, we had the regular cover on, I believe, if not last week, the week before. This is New Avengers number 54, but I recently discovered this. This is the Chris Bachalo variant cover for this issue. But if you don't recognize what New Avengers number 54 is and why at a high grade it's $10, this is the issue where Brother Voodoo officially becomes Dr. Voodoo and the Sorcerer Supreme. Obviously, in previous shows, I've talked openly about how convinced I am and other people who I trust that Brother Voodoo / Dr. Voodoo is going to be a big deal in the MCU. So anything connected to him or to big milestones in his character development, which this is, are garnering a lot of interest, and because of that, are slowly inching up in value. So there you go, high grade, $10. Speaking also of speculation books that are inching up in value, primarily because of MCU series, I bet a lot of you saw the really cool Moon Knight trailer, and this is an issue connected to Moon Knight. This is Secret Avengers number 19, high grade, $15. This is the introduction of the Mr. Knight persona. Now, he's not named Mr. Knight, so there's a lot of people who argue, is it technically this issue, or is it the first issue that Warren Ellis wrote, Moon Knight #1, where he's officially called Mr. Knight? Now, admittedly, that book's like $30, $40, so this is actually a lot more affordable. But even though he's not named, this is the first time you see Moon Knight in the white business suit with the white mask and no hood. So it is in this issue. Also, this is just a really cool issue, illustrated by Michael Lark, an artist I really enjoyed from Vertigo's Terminal City in the 90s, Greg Rucka and Ed Brubaker's Gotham Central, and then Ed Brubaker's run on Daredevil. Just an artist that I don't think gets enough due for how consistent and interesting his work is. So there you go. Next up, we have a little fun, goofy one, and that is Astonishing. Shoot. I apologize. I gotta. Oh, I remember what. Okay. This is going to be one of those books, all right? It's a high-grade copy at $5, so it's not the biggest investment. It's not $50 or anything like that. But this is one of those books that might shock people if the character that is the first appearance is in this book pops up. Now, this is Jason Aaron, and Jason Aaron, much like Grant Morrison in DC, or Jonathan Hickman in Marvel, or what Donny Cates has been doing in Marvel, certain writers, especially when they have a very established relationship with Marvel and they have a lot of, let's say, job security, even though they're doing a bunch of different books, they keep seeding different plots, characters, concepts that they might pay off way later in some other book. And just if anything, if you've never read The Astonishing Spider-Man and Wolverine, it was a really fun, they get kind of trapped, sort of quantum leaping through all these different like alternate realities and stuff like that. But what makes this issue a lot of fun, and something that has been teased a couple times in the background in Jason Aaron's Avengers. I think they mention it one time. Thor's granddaughters, I think, talk about it. But if anything else, this is the first appearance of Doom, the Living Planet. That's right, Dr. Doom as his own Ego, the Living Planet. I know it's funny, it's weird, and it's not, but this is not me just making it up. This is not me saying that character has showed up in the background of other Jason Aaron books and has been mentioned and so forth. You know, people are always trying to find like what might be the next big thing. And hey, if I know anything about Donny Cates, for all you know, Doom the Living Planet is showing up in his Thor run, or maybe his Hulk run or something like that.
I mean, I'd say this. You can probably get all the issues of this series for like $4
Yeah.
I know we have a good amount, and it's an excellent series.
It is really, it's a lot of fun.
Issues, it's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
So, you know,
Yeah. All right. So there's that.
for what it is.
Yeah, take it for what it is. Okay. Okay, another one. We do not have The Rise of Kylo Ren #1. We do not have Star Wars The Force Awakens #4. But the one thing we do have that is sort of related to those two books that are big speculation books the past couple weeks is Star Wars The Rise of Kylo Ren #4, where you officially get the origin of Ben Solo before he becomes Kylo Ren. This is a high-grade copy at $5. And again, don't sleep on these Star Wars books. They'll sneak up and shank you when you're at least looking for it. And before you know it, you're spending $50 on a book you could have got for $5. I just want to let people know, because I did see online, on Instagram and all that kind of stuff, anything connected to the Knights of Ren or Kylo Ren are really big right now, particularly, again, the Force Awakens miniseries, issue 4, and then the first issue of The Rise of Kylo Ren #1 are two big speculation books.
So they get the next round of shows. The Knights of Ren.
Yeah, there's a lot of smoke to the point where you're starting to see flickering flames. Because just like with Darth Maul and stuff like that, even people who hated Last Jedi, which I don't understand, you have bad taste, but they still desperately want the Knights of Ren because they look badass. And, you know, there's a lot of Star Wars fans that really like fascistic groups. There's something about, they have a real attraction to certain kinds of characters, you know?
Like Boba Fett, maybe?
They'll do well with Darth Vader and his friends.
Yep, they will. Also, in regards to, we've had this on the show before, but again, I stumbled on a couple more copies, so I just wanted to throw them out there. Marvel is really doubling down on these Korean characters, okay? You know, Swordmaster, Io, Crescent, something, but Luna Snow, that's a big one, and more importantly, White Fox. And these 3 issues are definitely, like, if you watch any of those YouTube channels or shows that are always trying to be like 6 months ahead of every speculation curve, these 3 books keep coming up on these little channels. And so we have them, so I imagine a lot of people watch that stuff, so the best we can do as a retail shop is let people know that we have them. So with that said, go. So first up is Contest of Champions #1. This is the first appearance and the first cover appearance of White Fox. This is a high-grade copy at $15. And then we have actually the first issue of White Fox. This is also the first appearance of the Future Avengers, which is a bunch of Avengers mixed with different versions of these Korean characters. And then we have another big one, another character. White Fox and Luna Snow seem to be the 2 that everyone's convinced are going to be the big breakouts. So this is Luna Snow #1. This is her origin and a couple other like sort of cameo appearances of characters that might become relevant. But right now, it's not a big enough deal to really get into it. And again, they're both high-grade copies at $6, which is really only $1 over cover price. So really, they're just sort of like, they're there just in case people want to start pulling the trigger on some of these characters connected to the Future Fight video game. All right, so those are all the books that we have over on that end. So now, I guess, let us slide over to this side for a moment. For anyone who is watching us now that was not there for our local show, I just want to point out a few books that we have up here that made it over, that didn't sell on the local show. We have Sleepwalker #5, guest starring Spider-Man. Sleepwalker #11, guest starring Ghost Rider. And we also have Sleepwalker #19 that has the Sleepwalker mask that you can buy a book and then pretty much tear the mask off the cover. We also have a few issues of the Sensational She-Hulk series, specifically the John Byrne ones. Sorry, we don't have all of the nudie covers. They all sold on the local show. But we do have issue 35, issue 37, 38, 39, 41, 44, and 45. If you have any questions about, they're all pretty much high grade, and they're all kind of around like $13. Again, like I said, the really expensive ones all sold on the local show. But if you have any questions, please ask. We also have Beavis and Butthead #1, first appearance of Beavis and Butthead and Daria in comic books, high grade, $10. We even have Jupiter's Legacy #1, a show that nobody watched, but still a book that has some value. Frank Quietly's art is always amazing. High grade, $20. For anyone who missed out, we do even have this past Free Comic Book Day. DC put out their Batman, and then they put out this Virgin variant of the Free Comic Book Day Batman. This is a high-grade copy at $15. We also have Amazing Spider-Man 550, the first appearance of Menace. pretty much a female goblin. That's a very fine plus at $8. And we have Annihilation Conquest Wraith, number 3. It's a very fine plus copy at $8. And you say to yourself, Brendan, why is it $8? Because it was a just criminally low print run. And Wraith is a character maybe something will happen with, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe we missed out on that boat. Okay, so those are the books that we've had on before. If anyone has any questions, please let us know. Until then, let us talk about some of these Spider-Man books that we have up here. First up, we have a book that is weirdly just keeps going up in value. Now, this is the Gabrielle Dell'Otto 1 in 25 variant, which already carries some value just based on the rarity of the cover. Now, I have this as a very fine plus, primarily because there's a crease right here. It's not the worst thing in the world. Everything else is beautiful. But without that crease, this is closer to like a $40, $50 book. But again, you're sitting there going, Brendan, this book can't have value just because of the variant. And sorry, no, it doesn't. It has value because it has a first appearance of a character that, for whatever reason, is just garnering a lot of interest. Amazing Spider-Man number 10. This is part of the Spider-Verse event. And this issue is the first appearance of Spider-Punk, a.k.a. Anarchy Spider-Man or what have you. So he's the one with the ripped up jean jacket and the spikes and all that crazy stuff. But yeah, this book, like the main cover, that's like a $30 book. This one at a very fine plus is $30. But again, this is the 1 in 25 variant, which carries a teeny bit more value than the regular cover. But either way, this is. Plus, also, there's a lot of like first cover appearances, but that's not the biggest deal here. But again, first appearance of Spider-Punk. But the big glaring issue with it, why it's a very fine plus, is this crease right there. All right, there you go. And then we have here Amazing Spider-Man 25. There you go. Now, this is a $10 cover price already. So when I tell you it's a high grade at $12, don't choke on your peas and soup. I am not a comedian. I don't know what I'm trying to do. No, peas and soup.
Well.
No, you heard penis.
I heard penis.
You cut yourself off at the wrong time.
Yeah. I know. Because I was like, peas. What am I talking about?
P's and Q's, maybe?
Yeah. Anyway,
That's only a time.
this is the first appearance of the Superior Octopus character armor. If you've seen any covers of Amazing Spider-Man where there's a character that looks like a Hydra version of Spider-Man with, a Dr. Octopus arms, that's this issue. That's where this character first appears, the Superior Octopus. We also have here, a little out of order, but who cares? Amazing Fantasy number 2. This is the second appearance of Anya. It's we've talked about this Spanish. Arana, that's it, Arana, who later became the new Spider-Girl and all that kind of stuff. This is her second appearance. Amazing Fantasy number 1 is her first appearance, and that's like a $40, $50 book. But this issue number 2 is a very fine plus at $6. This is a character that Sony is still trying to figure out a way to make it work. So because of that, anything to do with that character still maintains a bit of value.
What do you want to bet? When that character makes it into the MCU, whatever way, Rosie Perez is related to her.
Oh,
In
yes.
some way, shape, or form.
She's going to be in May.
It's gonna be.
In May.
I guarantee you, Rosie Perez.
That's pretty
You
good.
could Spider-Man everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Just
it has to
who-
be.
like,
Come on.
Who do you get to play? I'm just saying.
No, I think you might be onto something, man. I am not taking that away from you, that's for sure.
Rosie Perez if she's watching.
Sorry,
All
guys.
the letters are from me.
Her
Just so you
agent's
know.
going to contact you tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, next up we have Symbiote Spider-Man Alien Reality #1. Now, this is a high-grade copy. This is the regular cover, high grade at $6. And then this is the 1 in 25 variant, obviously an homage to the famous Green Goblin dragging Peter through the skies. But in this regard, it's Hobgoblin and black costume symbiote Spider-Man. Because it is a 1 in 25 variant, it's $15 as a high grade. But more importantly, because this is sort of like kind of like an alternate reality kind of thing going on and all this weird craziness. Another thing that kind of piques some people's interest about this issue is it is the first appearance of Natasha Romanoff. Natasha Romanoff. Yep. But again, you're sitting there going, Brendan, that's not true. Natasha Romanoff was introduced in the Tales of Suspense back in the 60s. She's the Black Widow. What the hell are you talking about? Well, you know, don't you feel like a dummy? It's actually the first appearance of Natasha Romanoff as the Black Cat. So there you go. There you go. Natasha Romanoff, the second Black Cat. Anyway, Symbiote Spider-Man, Alien Reality #1, and a 1 in 25 variant.
We're a little bit past our break.
Oh, so it's break time? All right, let's do the break.
Break the who?
Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with 2 comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you can ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
But it was very good. It was Zach Galifianakis and Louis Anderson, stuff like that. Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. How you doing? We're Fat Jack's Comicrypt. Al, Brendan, Jason hanging out over there. We're trying to sell some books. So if you have any questions or anything like that, please let us know. Right now, we're kind of hanging out in this area for a moment. So let's do a couple more Spider-Man books. Here we have Amazing Spider-Man #7. High grade copy at $5. Not only do you get Spider-Man teaming up with Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel, but you get the first appearance of Billy Braddock, the British Spider-Man. What do they actually call him? He's like Spider UK. That was a lot more interesting. Anyway, high grade copy, $5. Amazing Spider-Man #7. This is a lead-in to the big Spider-Verse event. We also have a 1 in 15 variant of Amazing Spider-Man #7, first appearance of Spider UK. And that is a high grade copy at $10. And then we have an issue directly after it. Kamala Khan is still hanging out with Spidey. May Parker, Spider-Girl. I don't think she dies, but as the cover dictates, it's not going well for her. But more importantly, and this is a high-grade copy of $5, this is the issue that officially introduces the iconic red and black Silk costume. Up until this issue, Silk was running around in cobwebs, which probably is a fetish in some weird corner of a half naked woman wrapped up in cobwebs. But this is where she finally gets her iconic red and black costume. And then here we have, I don't really remember what was kind of important about this issue. It's not one that really juices its value because this is a high grade copy at $5. But we're talking about the Spider-Verse, and this was a fun storyline. Plus, I had Oliver Coipel art, who's an artist I really enjoy. Amazing Spider-Man, number 11. Peter versus Superior Spider-Man. That's always fun. High grade, $5. And then we have here Amazing Spider-Man, number 12. All right. Why? This is a fun one, actually. Okay. We've definitely had this on the show before, so I brought this up before, okay? This is a high-grade copy at $15, okay? And why that is because back in the 1970s, Japan had their own Spider-Man, a live-action Spider-Man show. And the character was named Supaidaman, okay? And Supaidaman drove a mech. And that mech was called Leopardon. Now, again, if you're familiar with Japanese culture, especially Japanese like cartoons and manga and stuff like that, they love their mechs. So, of course, Spider-Man is a young boy who drives a mech. Well, this issue is the first comic book appearance of Leopardon, the giant robot piloted by Supaidaman. And here's the other thing, all right? Everyone is convinced, which is why this is $15, that Supaidaman and Leopardon are going to appear in the next Spider-Verse movie. Like, it is obvious that the creators of the Spider-Verse, there's a soft spot, and it's so weird for this 1970s Spider-Man character. So anything to do with Spider-Man and his mech robot has some real value. I can't remember which book is the first appearance of Spider-Man in comic books, but I think that's easily a $30 to $50 book right now. But this is the first appearance of his mech. So there you go. Amazing Spider-Man, number 12, high grade, $15. Spider-Man! All right. Now, I am not going to get into an argument with Jason because he will lose. But I hope some people have seen the new Matrix. I really enjoyed it. Jason did not. There's lots of reasons for both, but they're irrelevant for this conversation, this medium. If anything, check out Whiskey and Weirdos episode 3 when it happens in however many months, and we can discuss Matrix 4 some more. So the Wachowskis originally got their big break, not in film yet. They got it in comic books, specifically Marvel Comics. And at the time, in the early 90s, Clive Barker got in bed, not literally, figuratively. It would be kind of cool if Clive Barker was in bed with Marvel. You know, like Forbish Man. Clive Barker and Forbish Man, having a night together. I want to see that book. That would be interesting. Anyway, so Clive Barker, who had a relationship with Marvel and we'll talk about these in a minute. Marvel in the late 80s, through their Epic Illustrated imprint, were publishing Clive Barker comic books, specifically adaptations of his short stories from the Books of Blood, and so forth. Even, I think, Nightbreed adaptation was done through Epic and everything. So in the early 90s, when, every comic book company was creating their own comic book universe, Marvel, who already had their superhero universe, goes to Clive Barker and goes, do you want to create your own superhero universe? And he's like, yeah, sure. Why not? So he creates this Razor line imprint. And that's where you get Hokum and Hex, What were some of the others? We've had them on the show before. But one book actually was probably the most successful out of all of the Clive Barker Marvel superhero books, and that was Ecto Kid. All right? But more importantly, what makes Ecto Kid important is the first 2 issues were actually written by a young James Robinson. I'm not saying it was his earliest comic work, because probably someone will pull out some short story he did in like 1988 or 89 that I don't know about. But still, this is way before Starman. This is way before James Robinson really became a big writer for a period of time. So he wrote the first 2 issues of Ecto Kid. And with issue 3, a young Lana Wachowski, at that time Larry Wachowski, but Wachowski, the Wachowskis were entering the comic book field. And Lana Wachowski's big break was Ecto Kid. And Lana Wachowski wrote Ecto Kid until it was canceled. But not more importantly, but at the same time, the artist working on Ecto Kid was an early comic work by the artist Steve Scrossi. And this is where Lana Wachowski and Steve Scrossi got to know each other. And why is that relevant? Because the 2 artists outside of the Wachowskis themselves that played probably the biggest role in the pre-production process of the Matrix films were Jeff Darrow and Steve Scrossi. So this is the beginning of that. Also, there was a time when the Matrix came out where Grant Morrison pretty much accused the Wachowskis of ripping off the Invisibles, and Matrix was just Morrison's Invisibles, which I don't think it was worth suing him for, but I get where he was coming from. But Ecto Kid, you want to talk about, when you read any of these Ecto Kid issues, you're like, whoa, okay, I see where, the seeds of the Matrix are all here in Ecto Kid. You're not living in the real world that you think you are. You might be the chosen one, but really you're probably not. That itself is a big, scam. It was a really fun book, and again, Steve Scrossi's art I've always enjoyed it. It was a real blast. Now, admittedly, we do not have the entire run. We are missing issue 4 and then issue 9. Okay, so it was a 9-issue series with a one-shot. Now, the one-shot was not written by Lana Wachowski or illustrated by Steve Scrossi. It was something else. But let us talk about it real quick. So first up, now this actually carries a little bit of value. At one point, I was seeing it going for like $15. I imagine most people have no idea who Ecto Kid is, so trying to ask for $15. Oh, also, that's the other thing I forgot to mention. There are characters in this series, and the way that Steve Scrossi draws them and their costumes is, again, a precursor to characters and concepts and character designs and costumes that will appear in The Matrix. So this book is sort of an interesting artifact in regards to what it would be the seeds for in regards to one of the greatest films ever, and definitely probably one of the greatest films of the 90s and one of the most influential films of the past 20 years. So here we go, Superheroes from the Mind of Clive Barker. Also, don't forget, this is the 90s, so you get yourself an embossed holographic kind of cover. It's a gimmick cover. Yeah, so that'll be Ecto Kid #1 by James Robinson and Steve Scrossi. This is a high-grade copy at $8. Then issue 2, The Secret of Dex's Origin, leads him into the Jaws of the Possessed. This is issue number 2, high-grade copy, $4. The last James Robinson issue before Lana Wachowski would take over. And here we get number 3, Welcome to the Ectosphere. Yeah, that's the other thing. This whole Ectosphere thing is the Matrix, but just with a lot more like monsters and gooey stuff. And what am I talking about? There's a lot of anyway. This is Ecto Kid number 3. This is when Lana Wachowski takes over the book with Steve Scrosi and starts telling one of the weirder mainstream superhero books that Marvel's ever published. High grade copy, $4. Issue 5. Sir Sigmund's Arcadia. Welcome to the Carnival of Souls. Guest starring Saint Sinner, which was another character from the Clive Barker Razor line comic book imprint. And hey, look, see, you get a little bit of Alice in Wonderland motifs. I'm telling you, people, you'll smack yourself in the head. And you're like, that's from the Matrix. That's from the Matrix. Did this rip off the Matrix? Nope. This takes place about 8 years before the Matrix. So this is a high grade copy at $4. Issue number 6, the senses shattering reunion. Dex finds his father and a whole lot more. And if that's his dad, then maybe you shouldn't have found him. Ecto Kid number 6, high grade, $4. Ecto Kid number 7. Oh, this is where this villain, this character guy starts popping up. And to say he looks like a Matrix character is saying something. This is Ecto Kid number 7. Now, this is a very fine copy at $3. Primarily because I think there's like a little stress on the spine. Oh, no, there's a little nick up here on the top of the cover. So that's only $3. And then you get in Final Battle with Ice Augenstein, Souls Made Whole. Look, he's like literally eating them. Ecto Kid number 8, the penultimate chapter, because the final issue is actually issue 9. Regrettably, we do not have that. This is a high grade copy at $4. And then you get the Ecto Kid Unleashed one-shot that came out about a year after the book was canceled. He's gone beyond death to find his father's killers, but this time he may not return. Well, considering the fact that you will never see this character ever again after this issue, I guess he never returned. High grade copy, $5. And now, speaking of Clive Barker Epic Illustrated series, we have Tapping the Vein. Probably one of the cooler titles for a comic book if I ever heard one. Now, these issues, I believe there were 5 or 6 issues. We had issue 1, 2, 3, and 5. Now, there are 2 stories in each issue, and they are adaptations of short stories from Clive Barker's anthology book, The Books of Blood. Yeah, Books of Blood. So here we go. Tapping the Vein, number 1. Now, this one is, so you get a John Bolton cover, and then you get one story is illustrated by P. Craig Russell. Go. And another one is illustrated by Scott Hampton. Now, this is a fine plus copy at $5 because there's like this little crease thing going on here. This is late. Actually, this wasn't Marvel. I apologize. This is actually Eclipse Books. That doesn't matter. This is issue number 2, a very fine copy at $6. You have a Scott Hampton cover, and then you have a story illustrated by Klaus Janson and a story illustrated by John Bolton. Next up, you get issue number 3 with a beautiful Dave McKeon cover, and then a story illustrated by Dennis Cohen, and another story illustrated by Bo Hampton. And then, now that's a cover for you. Look at that. You want to hang out with that dude? What's going on there? He's got some boobies there. You know, those mouths are really like, suckling. Anyway, that cover is by a gentleman I'm not familiar with, Les Edwards. That's his painted cover. But this is actually both of the 2 short stories that are in this book were adapted by an early Steve Niles, or I should say young Steve Niles, a comic writer who would obviously become very famous for all of his horror comics, also specifically 30 Days of Night. And the 2 illustrators in this book is Hector Gomez and Tim Conrad. I regret to inform you I'm not familiar with either, but still pretty cool art. It's very weird. very. Oh yeah. $6, $6, $5, $6.
So apparently, who produced Book of Blood? It came out in the last 2 years ago.
Yeah, but I don't think it did well.
It didn't do hot. I never saw it.
Yeah, which kind of worries me that we won't see much more like Clive Barker stuff. Yeah, which would be a real shame. Yeah. All right, so that is. So if anyone has any questions, Al really hasn't spoken in a while, so I imagine things are quiet on this front. So excuse me as I move some books around so I can make some room to pull out some other books. How about this? If anyone, maybe this is the opportunity. Is Gary gone?
It's the line.
Yo, Gary, are you there, bud?
What are you doing? Let's see.
Maybe I should just wait. Maybe wait till the next local show.
Never mind. Maybe go back to what you were doing.
Maybe the people in the experience will
He's like,
appreciate
what?
Gary's poem.
Well, we watching Buffalo.
Nah, screw it. It's time for Fat Jack's Poetry Corner.
Oh, he's here. He's here, Mr. Line.
All right.
Are you ready?
Gary, I hope I do your words justice. All right? So here we go. This is the poem that Gary Wordman Lime thankfully graced us with. And I greatly appreciate it. Gary, don't hesitate. Send more if you want. All right, so here we go. The corner cover box tells me the month and issue, when it is, and how long it has been. How long it has been. Longer than any run these pages could show. Longer than any four walls could box within. Where there a back issue been that traveled that far back, it would show the eras I shined, the styles I became, the holofoil of a time gone, the outsized larger ages I made it through. How far back must it go to find my start? On what back page my origin? It is too far gone to know. What is known is my place here, handled in a space to be shown where other panels show. The direction headed the star toward, I am without. That is a land told by someone else, drawn by another. But my soul is steadfast, stalwart, against the coming, ready for what remains. What there is to know will come before me. Bag and board, my wayward heart home. Thank you, Gary. That is beautiful.
Nice touch, Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle.
Oh, yeah, you put a little music down? Ah, that's cool. Cool. Thanks, Kyle.
Mr. Line.
That was good production. Gary, thank you very much.
Very cool.
Sorry. Sometimes when you're when your writing is so small and there's a slant, when I'm moving to the next line, I got thrown a couple times there. I should have rehearsed a little bit more. All right. Okay. So
Real quick to Mr. English, you can anything that hasn't been claimed if you're rewatching. This is to anybody really.
okay.
You can claim whatever you need to.
Yeah, man.
As long as it hasn't been claimed, it's fair game. Anything you see up here is most likely going to be filtered back into the store stock in the next couple weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, if you see something you want, man, just let us know. Either tomorrow or Tuesday, just give us a call or email.
Yeah. And again, anybody who might be watching this after the fact, as long as the books didn't get claimed during the show, they're still here at the shop, and you can contact us inquiring about them. You can hit up our email, fjccshow@gmail.com, or hit up the Instagram page at the FJC Paradox, and you can inquire about any of the books that we have up here, and we'll help you out as best we can.
Don't, everybody watching, don't, whatever the ticker email is, that's not our email. So, and the bit.ly, we don't use that. So use the
Kyle, what happened here?
Yeah, I don't know. Kyle's watching football. And
Yeah, Comics Unlimited is not us.
to Mr. English, I was not crying. It was just good timing. It was a beautiful poem.
He was crying.
Crying a little bit. Crying a little bit. The word man,
I don't cry.
He's got away with the word. They don't call him the word man for nothing.
he burrows into my soul. There we go. Fine. Yeah, the ticker's on there now. Thank you, Kyle.
All right, real quick. After this. Jason.
Yo.
All right, what do we have for time? Hey, Kyle, is there any chance I know we're a couple minutes till 7:30. Can we just do the break now and then just kind of barrel through until about a couple minutes to 8, and we'll try to wrap it up as quick as possible. Because what we're going to do when we come back from break is Jason here, I'm going to give him a couple options. We don't have complete runs, but I got a couple runs of titles, all very affordable, and we're going to have Jason pick which one, and then we're just going to burn through. All right?
I saw your comment last year.
I don't know what the hell happened. But yeah, we can do that.
All right, let's just do the a break, so when we come back, we'll just burn through.
Guys,
And
just keep chilling. We'll take care of everything. Don't worry about it. Just keep watching your game. Don't worry.
They say it, and it's true, that everything is getting faster. You're not getting any younger, and time is the single resource that you can never get back or get any more of. So why walk into your local comic shop blind when you can go in laser focused on the best books on the shelf?
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Minute to Skim It. Yeah!
Spend 1 hour with Miss Jen and Bean, and they'll give you rapid-fire reviews of all the new comics hitting stores. Spend less time shopping and more time reading.
This is Provenance of Secrets.
This is The Heathens. I read Wolverine number 17.
Minute to Skim It, every Tuesday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales. To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise. A promise of adventure. A promise of excitement. A promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey. And behind every page there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
That's not dumb.
Yeah, it's not but it's
dumb.
Fun. It's fun. It's fun.
Jason over here with his great movie opinions. The guy who hasn't seen Unforgiven.
And the guy that hates
Yeah.
Matrix.
I still can't believe Mike actually popped into Whiskey and Weirdos and he made the comment that we need to Clockwork Orange Jason to force him to watch Unforgiven. Thanks, Mike. I'm sorry that Jason, my co-host, wasn't watching the chat more, so we missed that cool comment.
I took it as him saying it's such a bad movie. We have to keep his eyes open for it. That's how I took it.
This guy. All right, so Jason has decided. I don't know.
Oh, absolutely. Come on.
That's it. Yeah, I know. Maybe do you know what Clockwork Orange is about? It's about people who like milk. It's what's about.
Guys that have weird facial
Yeah.
tattoos.
Dairy propaganda.
Yeah, a lot of dairy propaganda. Yeah, definitely. All right, So most likely in the time that we have left, again, if there's anything up here that you're curious about, no matter what I'm talking about or showing, please ask in the chat, and Al will give me the shoulder tap, and we will get to that. But if not, we are just going to root through this pile here. And this pile that Jason has decided. So if you're not into any of these, you can blame Jason. And this is all right. So back in the 90s, Silver Surfer, the first volume of Silver Surfer from the late 60s, early 70s by Stan Lee and John Buscema. That lasted for 16 issues, or 18 issues? Anyway, and Silver Surfer didn't get a second series until 1987, 88, 89, late 80s, okay? So that is Silver Surfer Volume 2. And in that run of Silver Surfer, especially in the early 90s, that's when Jim Starlin took over the book and Ron Lim came on as the artist. And that's when Starlin started to reintroduce Thanos, reintroduce Adam Warlock, build up towards the Infinity Gauntlet, and all that kind of stuff. And so the series went on for a little while. And then in the mid-90s, George Perez didn't draw it, but he took over as writer. And then later, J.M. DeMatteis took over as writer. So really what we have here, we're missing a few issues, so it's not a complete back-end run. But I would argue this is the back third of Silver Surfer Volume 2. And I'm pretty sure all of these are like $3 or $4. Very affordable, okay? So here we go. First up is Silver Surfer 92. That is a very fine copy at $3. And then we have Silver Surfer 93. Very fine, $3. And part 1 of 4 of a storyline that I don't know the name of because the price sticker is on top of it. But you get Silver Surfer versus the Human Torch. Silver Surfer 94, guest starring the Fantastic Four. This is a very fine copy at $3. Silver Surfer 95, once again, guest starring the Fantastic Four and Ant-Man. Part 3 of a 4-part story. Again, I can't read the title because the price sticker's in the way. Very fine, $3. Silver Surfer 96, Part 4, guest starring the Fantastic Four and the Hulk. Very fine, $3. And the Silver Surfer looks really mad. Next up, Silver Surfer 97, featuring Terrax and Nova, not Richard Rider Nova, Sexy Gold Nova. This is a very fine copy at $3. Yeah. Yep.
Mr. Mikhail, he didn't see the She-Hulk.
Yep. Here we go. So let's talk about these real quick. So these are the sensational She-Hulks that we have left. Okay. So now this is so you probably know John Byrne did the first 8 issues of Sensational She-Hulk. Then Steve Gerber wrote the book for a little while. Got some early Dale Keown art. Maybe Brian Hitch. And then John Byrne came back to the book. This is part of that run, okay? So this is Sensational She-Hulk 35, very fine, $10. Sensational She-Hulk 37, high grade, $13. Issue 38. Now this is a fine plus. This is probably the lowest grade of all the She-Hulks that we had tonight. $8. Number 39. High grade, $20. And again, if you didn't catch these in the local show, the reason why this one's $20 while all the rest are about $13, it's because she's half naked. If She-Hulk's half naked on a cover, it's got value. 41, high grade, $13. 44, high grade, $13. And 45, high grade, $13. With Razorback and Rocket Raccoon. All right. So if you have any other questions, just let us know. They'll be right up here hanging out. All right. Now back to the Silver Surfer. Boom. Number 99, Temptation Lust. Silver Surfer and Nova start hooking up. Very fine copy at $4. And then next up is Silver Surfer 101. This is a very fine copy at $3. Number 103, very fine, $3. Number 104, the Sentinel of the Spaceways is headed for disaster. Make way for the Planet Wrecker. Very fine, $3. Boom. That is a mad-looking Silver Surfer. I said it before, but he looks even madder now. Like, look, it's like his jaw's about to detach from his face. This is issue... Oh, this is when they were doing this crap. 105. What? Oh, yeah. This is issue 105. Very fine. $3. Yeah. And oh my God, it is. And look at what he's doing to the Skrull's body. That is Silver Surfer. That's problematic, buddy. You got to calm down. Time to go back to Shalabal. Now we get issue 106. Now, this is a fine plus copy, which is why it's only $2.50. But Dr. Doom's back in the mix. There you go. Dr. Doom hanging out. He's got a past relationship. Up. Doomstruck. There you go. Not to be confused with Moonstruck. Silver Surfer issue number 107. Very fine. $3. Doom in it. Boom. Oh, Doom got his but it's a Doom bot. Good for him. Doom Boom. Oh my God. Can you imagine you're the assistant editor who comes up with these like goofy little puns on these covers? I want that to be my job. This is 108. Very fine. $3.
What's a better job? Coming up with headlines for the front page of the Daily News or making up the names to porno films?
Actually, Japanese porno films. Real quick, I did forget. This issue 108 has Tyrant versus Galactus. It also has an appearance by Morg and an appearance by the character Legacy, who is the son of Captain Marvel with one of the worst 90s ponytails you'll ever see. Yeah. And then you get issue 109, Tyrant versus Galactus' fight continues. Legacy appears once again, and Morg is no longer a herald. Galactus says, no more for you. No herald for you. Galactus, Tyrant, Morg, ultimate nullification. Yeah, all right. Very fine, $4. All right. Now, Silver Surfer gets groped and molested. This is Silver Surfer issue 1. They never put the titles back. 110. Legacy leads the Surfer through the perils of the Pleasure Planet. This is like Duke taking you to a strip club.
I didn't get molested.
Well, yeah. This is a very fine copy at $3. This is also... Oh, yeah, this is a Legacy, obviously Legacy, but Nebula appears in this issue. Also, there's a guest artist for this issue, and that guest artist is John Buscema, the original Silver Surfer artist. Yeah, so he's back again. Yeah.
Did I get 97, 98, and 99?
Yep, 97, 98. Well, here's 97. Do we have a 98? No, we don't have a 98. Sorry, no 98. But here's 97 and 99.
He's so drunk he
All right. Next up is Silver Surfer 111. Now, this is the first issue in a bold new era of greatness, and this is when George Perez starts to write Silver Surfer. So don't be upset. So when you hear George Perez and Silver Surfer, again, he's writing the series, not illustrating it. Tom Grindberg, which sounds like an interesting last name. Hi, my name is Grindberg. The town where we grind on each other. Now, this issue is a very fine at $3.
If everybody could hit the thumbs up and the like button, please. It'll help Kyle and the experience out. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh, actually, this is a really cool cover. Check out all the, it's almost like if Freddy Krueger was torturing the Silver Surfer and he made it a bunch of faces grow out of his neck and his own surfboard starts to suck him in and stuff like that. This is issue 112, a very fine copy at $3. Oh, this is also the first appearance of Unilord. It is also the beginning of the 10-part Unilord saga story. So this is the first part of a 10-part story about Unilord, and it's the first appearance of Unilord. Don't worry, you will see him in a cover. Very fine, $3. Next up, 113. Unilord continues. This is a very fine copy at $3. Then we got 114. The Unilord saga continues. Very fine, $3. And then, oh look, Silver Surfer gets his butt detached, and now things are kissing in his butt and stuff like that. That's kind of cute. This is 115 for sale. The Severed Surfer. Very fine, $3.
I'm sorry, Sam. We're not here to sell you books, man. We're not talking about what you want to talk about. Brendan, he's on the roll here.
Wait, what is Sam?
Sam wants to know about the $30 book. You're busy.
This one? So, this is Amazing Spider-Man number 10, the Gabriele Dell'Otto 1-in-25 variant. This is a very fine plus, and the reason why it's very fine plus is there is a crease right there, okay? But this book has value primarily because it's the first appearance of Spider-Punk, a.k.a. Anarchy Spider-Man, which is pretty much, think of Johnny Rotten or Sid Vicious with a Spider-Man costume. Now, I can't explain to you why this book keeps going up in value, why people are so into the Spider-Punk character, but hey, I was lucky enough to find this and so forth. I'm showing it off. So there you go. Amazing Spider-Man, number 10, very fine plus, Dell'Otto variant, 1-in-25, $30, first appearance of Spider-Punk. All right, next up, we're still in the, Surf's Up. There you go. Surfer got himself a little Point Break crew. Issue 116, very fine, $3.
Hey, buddy, we're out of Spider-Punk t-shirts.
Issue 118. We're still in the Unilord saga. Very fine, $3. $119. That's just a big hand holding Silver Surfer. Very fine, $3. I don't know. Yours. $120. Okay, there it is. Unilord. Look, he's enraged. His face is reflecting off of the surfboard, and he looks like Surfer gave him what spicy poops? Then this. Yeah, very fine, $3. Spicy poops.
What's that show? Where they eat the wings all the time?
Oh, Hot Ones?
Hot Ones.
Yeah.
So
Where everyone cries.
Surfer's on Hot Ones.
Yeah, he's on Hot Ones.
I've
Yeah.
had a couple of the sauces. They're hot.
Okay, all right, that's
I
valid.
had the one that made the Undertaker cry.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Silver Surfer 121, Back Through the Breach, the end of the Unilord saga. Very fine, $3. And Silver Surfer at this point looks like the spicy poops are coming, and he's trying to get to the bathroom as quick as possible. He's like, here they come!
Get out of my way. It looks like they're
Yeah, it kind of does, right?
I don't know what he's talking about. Point Break absolutely holds up. It's a classic.
The original?
Yeah.
I never said anything. I said Silver Surfer got himself a Point Break crew.
No, Kyle said Point Break holds up, but I don't know if I missed
Oh, no. Point Break is awesome. Like, it's awesome. Johnny Utah, baby. Now we have Silver Surfer number 122. The Fall. Oh, wait, I forgot about something here.
Nothing.
So 121 has a guest appearance of Beta Ray Bill and Quasar. Boy Quasar, not girl Quasar. Jason has more terrible movie tastes, and he's talking about how Point Break is not a good movie.
It has to stay there. It has to stay.
122. Legacy and Beta Ray Bill show up. Very fine. $4.
You might watch that. You go like wake up tomorrow and watch that movie.
I would absolutely. Watch
124. Very fine. $3. Guest starring the New Warriors, Chimera. Wait, there's a character in the New Warriors named Chimera? But it's okay. The guilty shall not go free. Which means this is absolutely a fantasy book. Definitely doesn't take place in modern America.
I challenge you not to say that's all nostalgia. That's it.
Well, Point Break?
That's it.
No, dude.
It's a quality action.
Yeah, no.
Film. Like, that's a good film.
Point Break is a quintessential action movie.
I get what you're saying because it is kind of dated somewhat, but it's not in that same way.
You're wrong. Okay, just so we're clear.
I'm not saying
Hot
I
Fuzz
disagree, but you're wrong.
Literally.
Okay.
Like Bad Boys doesn't age well. Bad Boys is not like as a '90s action film that made a shitload of money. Bad Boys is kind of hard to get through.
Bad Boys 2 does though. Okay, now we're moving into the J.M. DeMatteis run of Silver Surfer with Ron Garney coming on to do the art. This is Silver Surfer 125. He returns to Earth and he fights the Hulk. This is a very fine plus copy at $5.
You know what, Kyle? Relax. All right, relax.
Is Kyle dropping you
Relax.
some knowledge?
Just relax.
He just shows up, man. Like, fuck.
Silver Surfer 126. What lurks in the mind of an alien? I don't know. Ask Jason. Very fine copy at $3 with a guest appearance by Doctor Strange.
Gary Lime knows.
Yeah, he does.
You really don't like a lot of them.
Issue 131. Very fine. $3. Oh, shoot. Did I just get all this out of the order? Okay. Sorry, I said 131. This is 130, which takes place before 131. This is a very fine copy at $3. And this is also the issue where Zenla is destroyed, Silver Surfer's home planet, and Galactus appears. Oh, Carrie Nord does the art. Early Carrie Nord. And then we get Silver Surfer 132, Wrath of the Cosmic Messiah. Very fine, $3. All right, now we're at the last leg, and there's really nothing else key that happens, so you're either into this or you're not. Oh, this is where Silver Surfer starts to hook up with Alicia Masters. That happened. 133, very fine, $3.
We're doing our best here, man. Come on, we're leeway.
134, What Lies Beneath the Silver Skin? Nakedness. Tom Grummett comes on and starts doing some art. Very fine, $3. What am I missing? I want to be a part of this.
You're not taking shots. Everybody's taking shots at Jason.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Is this what Al passed me?
This is a family show, so we can't show you that, but Al, it was good. It's right.
It's a favorite of mine.
Yeah. It's the well you keep going back to. Yeah. 135, Agatha Harkness shows up. There you go. Behold Witching Hour. Very fine minus $4. Now, at this point, this series, because it's close to being canceled, the print run just craters. So some of the value that some of these issues start to have is all built upon the fact that there's not a lot of them.
I mean, these are, and just so everybody knows, we've been here 100 years, and I don't think we've ever had all this many Silver Surfers.
Nah.
Like at one time, they don't really stay. I'm surprised that we've had them this long.
People always like. There's something about that Volume 2 Silver Surfer run that people love. I loved it.
I mean, it's good stuff. It's
Yeah.
just, I don't know, give it a couple months.
Silver Surfer. Well, don't worry. Okay, hey. So Jason, he just wants you to know, invest in Silver Surfer. Now, I mean,
Don't listen to him about movies.
no, definitely not the movies.
James Gunn has great movies.
Because just in case you can't figure this out for yourself, Silver Surfer is going to be a big character in the MCU. Shock.
Wasn't he in the film already? Wasn't he?
Yeah, in crappy Fantastic Four movies.
No, there's no Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four 2, the return. Oh, all right, I get it. Look at him. He's so clever. Man, he's learning.
The one that
We should get him up here at some
Not fast
point.
enough.
No, not fast enough. And man, when the chat turns on you, man, you got to really like lean into that
Who's
skin.
in the chat? It's Kyle. I mean,
Still, you got to lean into the Kyle skin. You
that
know.
runs the show.
All right. Mephisto shows up. Cool. 136. Very fine. $5.
I'm not there.
137. He crawls out of his own. Now, this is a spicy poop outhouse shot where he has to crawl out of the outhouse. And it was explosive diarrhea. Look at that. He's just like, oh my God. Oh, and look at his eyes. They're all red. That's because he got all the spicy, you know.
It's pink eye.
He's got pink eye. Yeah. But.
He's Shawshanking out of there.
The pink eye was caused by spicy poop. So it's not pink. It's hot red.
That looks probably like one of you after last night.
Probably. Yeah, probably. I mean,
After your late night pizza.
I felt fine.
this guy actually got sleep.
Oh. I woke up at 10 o'clock. I was like,
137, very fine, $-4. I love how he's like, man, I got up late. And I'm thinking, I've been up for 4 hours and I barely slept. Hey, Whiskey and Weirdos might kill me. So, Duke, if you keep requesting, there are two people who actually want Whiskey and Weirdos, Duke and Marshall. And my liver
I like how Gary
might
comes on every now and then.
haunt Duke and Marshall forevermore. All right, 138. The Thing shows up and they fight a naked dude. Very fine, $4. Oh look, Ted Cruz drew the book. 139. Very fine, $4.
He's somebody.
Oh, I know.
Go away.
Go away.
Just go away.
141, very fine, $4. And this got really weird. John J. Muth started doing the art, who was like a bit of a painter. This is when Silver Surfer gets very existential. And last, but certainly not least, and it's also not the actual final issue because the last 2 or 3 issues of Silver Surfer Volume 2 are extremely hard to find because I think they published maybe 10 copies. But it's okay because Psycho Man shows up for one of the last issues of Silver Surfer. This is, also illustrated by Dennis Cohen. Starts to get some interesting art in the back half there. It gets a little weirder, a little vertigo-y. Silver Surfer 143 is a very fine copy at $4. That is that. So what time is it? Oh, it's 5 minutes to 8. So because it takes us so long to wrap up, let's start wrapping up now. So Kyle and whoever's after us can get their stuff going. So
Kyle, you got to plug anything for your expo? Is that still is tonight the last night? The first night? I know what's going on. I'm sorry.
we didn't get the memo.
I didn't get the memo when I was planning it.
All right, cool, nice. Well, everyone who's still watching, thank you. This has been an absolute blast. Al, as always, thank you, for being and hanging out with us. Jason, thank you for showing up and again keeping the tripod up. I appreciate.
Thank you to Brendan for putting the show together.
Hey,
This is not a lot of. This is a lot of work that goes into this, and a lot of it gets sold before we get to even do the show.
yeah, it's very true.
He always manages to pull it together. So,
I enjoy being here, even though your movie tastes are horrible.
Okay, all right. Well, tune in to the next episode of Whiskey and Weirdos, where the Roland Vale Film School begins to start up, and we learn how bad Jason's taste really is in real time.
What's your favorite?
Old Boy.
Old Boy?
By far.
With Josh Brolin?
No, what the hell, dude? No.
Hey, Al. That's good,
I
man.
don't like that original one.
I was so excited to hear this coming out. Like, there's going to be a remake, but I'm like, oh, no.
You got excited about
You got excited about a remake?
See that?
Sexy Thanos is in it, though.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
It's
Jason's just head's just going back and forth. What are we looking at?
it's an issue of Amazing, Sam.
Amazing Spider-Man number 10. It's part of the Spider-Verse storyline that was going on. Dan Slott, Oliver Coipel. It was all that kind of stuff. In fact, issue number 9 was the second appearance of Spider-Gwen. But issue number 10 here, and again, I cannot explain to you why the first appearance of Spider-Punk is going up in value. Maybe someone's like, he's going to be in the next Spider-Verse movie or something. But whatever the case is, it's a book that is floating around $30 to $50 now. So it is what it is. So that's what's there. Okay, and again, like Alan and I said earlier, anybody who wants to think about it maybe after the show's over, or someone who was watching the show after the fact, anything that is still up here, anything that did not get claimed on the local show or the experience is still available for purchase. Just hit us up. You can call the shop during the week, 215-963-0788. You can hit us up on Instagram at the FJC Paradox. You can also give us an email, fjccshow@gmail.com. But again, as Al talked about it earlier, if you have a time-sensitive request or what have you, the email is not the best way to contact us.
You know, it's checked on a daily basis, but not multiple times on a daily basis.
Right.
So, it's always safer to call or Instagram or Facebook, something like that, where it's more direct. I'll try and check it a little more frequently, but just as a heads up.
Just as a heads up, all right? Because we don't want to miss, because we're not ignoring you. That's definitely not what's happening.
No, yeah, absolutely.
But everyone, thank you very much for hanging out with us. We will be back next week. The local show starts at 4:30 on the Fat Jack's Comicrypt Facebook page. Follow us on Instagram. If we get any cool key books or something like that, they will pop up first, probably on the Instagram page. And if it shows up on Instagram, it's available for purchase. If you don't want to wait till Sunday, please just DM me, hit us up. We'll take care of it.
And for everybody interested, all these books are coming from a collection. So Mike has new books in Jersey. If you're there, dig through his books, stuff like that. We're pricing them up as we go. Just, there's stuff in the bins we can't put out.
Right. Speaking of Mike, Al and him will be on the Comic Book Shopping Network on Facebook. The show is 4 to 6. 4 to 6 Comic Book Shopping Network. Okay, tomorrow.
Links to everything in our Facebook page. So anything, Instagram, this show, that show, whatever, it's all there somewhere.
Cool. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up now. Jason, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Al, say goodbye.
Gentlemen, ladies, thank you all.
Peace.
Everybody stay safe.
Cry, Brady. Cry. See you, everyone.